it's interesting. Justin Fields is one of the most talked about quarterbacks so far in the 2024 offseason because there's questions of whether the Chicago Bears are going to indeed keep him and invest in him or draft another quarterback, probably more than likely Caleb Williams, with a number one overall pick if they're not all in on Justin Fields. Now, when it comes to Justin Fields, if the Chicago Bears are indeed out on Justin Fields and they want to move on from him, an NFL team is going to be acquiring Justin Fields based on what he can become. Now, is Justin Fields the worst quarterback in the NFL? No, he's far from that. I think he's actually a adequate starter. I think that he's somewhere in that average to slightly above average category. You know, he has a really strong arm. He makes really dynamic plays out of structure with his legs, and also he can throw the football down the field. And you know, there's a lot of things you like to see him work on, but there is something to work with. And we've seen in the past NFL teams, you know, when they have a quarterback and it doesn't quite work out in one place, that doesn't mean it can't work out somewhere else. A prime example of this is Brett Favre. Brett Favre was drafted to the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons coaching staff bailed on him, didn't really want him, apparently. They were still forced to kind of draft him, and boom, Brett Favre goes to Green Bay, has a Hall of Fame career, one of the 10 greatest quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. And when it comes to Justin Fields, you know, where's he going to go if he gets traded? Is it going to be the Falcons, the Steelers? Is he going to stay with the Chicago Bears? But here's the thing. I think there's one particular team out there that should be all in on the Justin Fields sweepstakes that no one seems to be talking about, and that's the Rams. The Rams, absolutely, in my opinion, should make a move to acquire Justin Fields from the Chicago Bears. The Rams, I really respect them as an organization because I'm a big Sean McVay fan. I think Sean McVay, probably outside of Andy Reid right here, right now, is by far and away the best head coach in the National Football League. He's a proven Super Bowl champion. You know, he's a winner. And he's proved that time and time again. And the Rams also have a all-in or nothing mentality when it comes to winning Super Bowls. You know, because here's the thing. The Rams, they drafted Jared Goff, and Jared Goff showed some progress, got them to a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, he didn't do very well in that Super Bowl, and the Rams lost. But the Rams, they said, hey, we feel like we have a roster that's good enough to win, and Jared Goff is holding us back. We need to trade Jared Goff. And so they went all in to acquire Matthew Stafford, and boom, what do you know? Matthew Stafford, instant upgrade over Jared Goff, and they immediately win a Super Bowl. And also, they went all in to trade for guys like Von Miller, Odell Beckham Jr. If the Los Angeles Rams don't make these moves, they don't win a Super Bowl in the Sean McVay era. Those are the moves that ultimately helped get the Rams over the hump. So you've gotten your Super Bowl by going all in, you know, by signing a bunch of free agents, being aggressive on the trading block, you know, but now the Rams are in a situation where Matthew Stafford is getting older and they've won a Super Bowl up to this point, and they kind of need to start thinking about the future just a little bit. And Matthew Stafford is 35 years old, and over the past 2 seasons, he's had an elbow injury, he's had a concussion, multiple back issues. In fact, he's missed 10 games the last 2 seasons heading into 2024. And I think the Rams need to start thinking about their contingency plan at quarterback beyond Matthew Stafford, because if you don't have a quarterback in the National Football League, you're not going to compete. I mean, look at the New York Jets, you know, star players on defense. They got a star wide receiver in Garrett Wilson. Breece Hall is a star, you know, but Aaron Rodgers got injured this season, and the Jets had no hope because they didn't have a great quarterback. You know, look at Washington, Chicago. You know, it's hard when you don't have a great starting quarterback for years in the National Football League. And I look at a guy like Sean McVay, and I look at Justin Fields, and I believe Sean McVay coaching Justin Fields could potentially be a mini match made in heaven, because I really like Justin Fields' skill set. I think that he has so much potential. McVay could be the perfect Hall of Fame level, Super Bowl winning, offensive-minded head coach to unlock all of Justin Fields' potential. I think you can go on a deep postseason run if Justin Fields can become the player we kind of project that he can potentially be. You know, the guy that has all the physical tools, you know, that can run around and also be a great down the field passer, but also improve on his decision making. evaluation of reading defenses, his internal clock, just speeding up the game. I think that one thing that's holding Justin Fields back is I think that sometimes he's not quite comfortable being a traditional drop back pocket passer in obvious passing situations. And it just seems like the game is always moving a little bit too fast for him. And he's kind of just trying to run around, make plays, and he's not working within the timing and rhythm and structure of a traditional NFL offense. And it's hurt the Chicago Bears. And it's hurt Justin Fields' development as a player because he's kind of gotten into some bad habits. I think Sean McVay can be the perfect guy to really connect with Justin Fields on a personal level, but also really help iron out Justin Fields' weaknesses while getting the most out of his God-given ability as a thrower and as a runner of the football at the quarterback position. And you look at Jared Goff. Jared Goff, his rookie season, a lot of people thought he was going to be a bust based on what he produced his rookie year. I mean, 5 touchdown passes to 7 interceptions, a QBR of 18. Jared Goff's rookie season in a bad situation. But the minute Jared Goff got Sean McVay as his head coach, he immediately started winning and had massive, massive improvement across the board, statistically and in terms of the way he played quarterback. Sean McVay was Jared Goff's right hand that helped him really, truly break through in the National Football League. And right now, Justin Fields, he's kind of an unknown, He's not a guy that people are looking at and saying, oh, yeah, we need to pay Justin Fields $50 to $60 million a year at quarterback because he's that guy. But I do believe he can develop into that type of player with the tutelage of a guy like Sean McVay. And not to be rude to Jared Goff, but Justin Fields is way, way more talented in terms of just physical tools compared to a Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a classic drop-back pocket passer, and you hope Justin Fields can improve upon that part of his game. But Justin Fields, the description of him is legitimate playmaker. That is what he was advertised at Ohio State, and that's what he can potentially become in the NFL. I think that Justin Fields can be a difference maker, not just a guy that rides the bus. He can be, the bus driver and a guy that makes plays out of structure and elevates your coaching staff and elevates your team if he develops properly. Now, right now, Justin Fields isn't quite there, but who's to say he can't get there? He's still only, 24, 25 years old, very, very young. Still has a lot of time to grow and develop, and he could sit for a year or two and learn from a guy like Matthew Stafford. And people forget, everyone raves about how great Patrick Mahomes is. Let's not forget, people, Patrick Mahomes sat for an entire year behind a good veteran quarterback in Alex Smith before the Kansas City Chiefs unleashed him. That helped Patrick Mahomes a great ton in terms of getting his NFL career up to speed. Now, Mahomes probably was always going to figure it out because he's so ultra talented, but Mahomes is not the player he is today if the Chiefs just rush him into the starting, job without properly developing, in my opinion. So I think Justin Fields could be in a situation where if he gets with the Rams, offensive-minded coach, aggressive front office that drafts really well, that will put good skill position players around him, will put a good defense around him, I think Justin Fields can have a great resurgence in Los Angeles with the Rams. I know it's a tough division, but I think Justin Fields with Sean McVay, that's something you can really look out for. And I think the Rams need to look towards their future, potentially at quarterback, because Matthew Stafford, as good as he is, and I think Stafford is excellent, still a little bit underrated to this day, a Super Bowl champion, has a cannon for an arm, great leader, unbelievable toughness, but Matthew Stafford cannot play forever. He's 35 years old, going to be 36 years old after this season, and the clock is ticking regarding Matthew Stafford's age. And not to mention, he's been banged up the past 2 years. So I think the Los Angeles Rams will be in a great position to acquire Justin Fields. And let's say you give up a second or a third round pick for Justin Fields and he turns into a franchise quarterback. You mean to tell me that's not worth it? I mean, I think it is. Second or third round pick given up for a potential franchise quarterback that can be a difference maker? Yeah, I'm all in. So I think that's the way the Rams should go. And I think the Rams should be a team that should be in the Justin Fields sweepstakes that no one seems to be talking about. And it's kind of odd to me, but hey, what do I know? We'll see what happens. I do think Justin Fields probably will end up with the Atlanta Falcons if I were to give a guess, because I think Chicago probably has bailed on him. I won't be surprised if Chicago brings him back and sees what he has, but, We'll see what happens with Justin Fields, but I do think the Rams should make a move, no doubt about it.